everybody, and welcome to You Know How This Ends, the podcast where we give you the hope and the drive and the motivation to just keep going no matter what is happening in your life because you know who you are, you know whose you are, and you know how this ends. This ends with all of your hopes and your dreams coming true. It's just a matter of time and getting into alignment with your higher power. Today, I want to chat with you about something that just came up for me yesterday. So, at the time of this recording, so I have all these goals and desires for my vision, and I'm just going to be as authentic as possible. That's what I just realized over the last little bit is I really want to just show you really who I am, where I'm at on my journey, and help you in your process. So instead of being someone who's already there and doing all the things, which I am in a lot of ways, right? Like I have a lot of experience and a lot of knowledge and education and training and a lot of success in business, but there's also a lot more that I want. And so I want to be that person for you that is there with you through all of it. So point blank, my goals for this year are to make $500,000 in my business and $500,000 through real estate. So $1 million of revenue coming in this year. Huge goal, never made that much before, never passed a combined income for me and my husband of over $200,000. We were fairly close last year. I actually was really close last year to crossing the $100,000 mark in my business. Didn't quite make it, but I'm the kind of girl where it's shoot for the stars, hit the moon type of thing. So I dream big because that motivates me to continue to expand and continue to progress into where I want to be. So with the $500,000 in our real estate, that feels doable because all that would be is 10 flips this year, averaging $50,000 on each one, which is very doable. So if that's something for you that you're like, wait a second, I could make $500,000 by doing 10 flips. Yes, you can. We have one member of our group that made over $100,000 on her first flip. We've had others that have made 20 or 30 or anywhere in between. So a good average is 50,000 that I like to shoot for. And I feel like we can do that. That's just a matter of putting in the work, finding the deals, doing the things. We're a little bit behind schedule because it is June at the time of this recording, and we've only had one property that we've acquired, and it was a rental. So it's cash flowing us a couple $100 each month, and which is great. Like I'm open for all of it, but shooting for that big goal at $500,000. Now, for you, that might feel way too overwhelming to have a big, we call it the BHAG, the big, hairy, audacious goal, right? In personal development world, to have a huge, crazy BHAG that you have no idea how is going to get there might be overwhelming for you. So this is where it's really important to know who you are, how you work, and be consistent with that. Okay. If I set small goals, I'm kind of like, wah, wah. Because I want it all. I want the sun, moon, and stars and all the planets and asteroids, right? I want it all. And so for me, I love shooting for big, crazy goals and just managing expectations as I go. If we shoot for 500,000 and only made 250, great. I'll be happy with that, right? So that's in the real estate, and then 500,000 in my business. And at the beginning of the year, I had no idea how on earth I would bring in $500,000 in my business. I've had, I guess my biggest month is about $30,000 that I've had up to this point, which is fabulous. 30 times 12, that's still 360. We're still, 150 short. So no idea how that would happen, right? But this is my goal. These are my desires. May has been a bit of a slump. We had a whole bunch of leads, bunch of contacts, a bunch of clients that we're talking to and working with, and several that are going to sign up for our real estate training program, investor training program, but that haven't yet. So May was just a few thousand, not a whole lot. And so I've been kind of in this, I talked a couple weeks ago about being in the slump, and when it feels like you're doing all the things and taking all the actions, but nothing is working, then just lean into it and stop trying so hard and just be like, all right, well, if it's going to be a slump and nothing's going to work, whether I'm working my butt off or whether I'm laying around relaxing and doing some beautiful self-care and introspection and meditation and everything, then let's just do that. Lean into that. Don't force what the energy just is not there for, right? Because I know that I've been putting in the work and doing the work. And if it didn't happen, then it was just a matter of time for that all to come in and all to work together. So I was on a training call with my team, my leadership training team yesterday, and we decided that we're going to run a blitz for the last 2 weeks of June. A blitz, a 2 week blitz to motivate us, to inspire us, to kind of put a container, a framework. If you've heard me talk about the masculine and feminine energy before, the feminine is the flow, the masculine is the container. So a river with a really wide river like the Mississippi or the Nile that is really wide but has really short banks, it floods really easily, right? And then a river like the Colorado River that flows through the Grand Canyon, it's little skinny crazy river with high banks, right? That whole beautiful canyon up there. So you want to find the happy medium. You want to find the happy medium, but it's important to have a container for our feminine energy. If we do not have a container for it to flow within, then it's just kind of messy and floods everywhere. And I know that I work best if I have, a 2 week what's the word I'm looking for, challenge or sprint or a 3 month or a 90 day or whatever it is. I work best when I know that I have a beginning and an end, and I can gauge my time in between. And I know, okay, if I'm going to work really hard these 3 days, I'm going to take day 4 off, I'm going to work again Monday, the next days 5 and 6, whatever that looks like for you, but understanding how you work best. So we're going to do this 2 week blitz. And when one of the leaders presented it, literally my first thought was, no, I don't want to do that. And I'm new to the whole real estate investing. I've had a lot of success talking to people about it and sharing about it with the education. And that's how I'm working with my clients now is I'm working with men and women who want to be involved in the real estate investing, and I help coach them through that process. So I'm specifically looking for those people. So if that's something that has ever appealed to you, know that you kind of get a 2-for-1. You get to learn how to be a real estate investor, and you get coaching with me in the process to learn how to do it in the most beautiful, magical, miraculous, yummy, fulfilling, satisfying ways possible. But there's still a lot that I don't know and that I don't understand. And it's still a little bit scary for me to do those reach outs, to send texts, to make phone calls, right? Like, I don't know if anybody, I'd be curious, like pop in the comments or DM me and let me know. Does it ever get to the point where it's just no big deal and you don't have any apprehension? People who are really, really good in sales and do that day in, day out, I mean, you hear all the time of people being like, oh, the phone is so heavy, right? It's hard to pick up that phone and make that call, or you're worried about what someone will say, or you're worried about a relationship, which is the craziest thing because consciously, if it's a product that we believe in, that we feel strongly about, that has blessed our life, why would we not want to tell everybody and share with everybody and call everybody on our list, right? So many people are going, oh, well, I don't want to ruin a friendship, or I don't want to this or that, or I don't want to come up as pushy or salesy. Okay, so don't be pushy and don't be salesy. Invite. Tell about this opportunity. Tell about the product. Tell how it's changing your life. All the things, right? So I know all of this consciously, but subconsciously, there's still that like, oh, I don't want to do that. It's going to be hard. And so I'm listening in on the call and I'm saying with my words, I'm like, yeah, that sounds great. Yep. 2 week challenge, this, that, right? But in my mind, I'm like, I don't want to. I don't want to do that. Notice I'm saying in my mind, because your mind is where the ego is. Your mind is where it's going to be hard. I don't know how. I don't have the resources. I don't have the money. Whatever it is that happens in your mind, because your heart and your body knows that you have access to everyone and everything you could ever need. You have access to the energy and the abundance of the universe. You have access to the God and Goddess who created it all. You are their son and daughter. I mean, why do we even think that? It's just crazy, absolutely insane. And I love, side tangent, I love, my family and I are rewatching The Chosen season 4 to get us ready to watch season 5 because our kids haven't seen all of season 4. And we just watched the episode, I want to say it's episode 4 or 5, where, oh, I forget his name, the centurion guy who is over the area now, has just been promoted. What is his name? Anyway, he asks Jesus to heal his son. And Jesus is like, yeah, absolutely. And the man says, the Roman says, no, no, no. He says, but don't come to my house. You wouldn't be comfortable in my house. All the Roman stuff there. And it just, but I know that if you just tell me that he's healed, he'll be healed. You can just do it right here. You don't have to even go to my house. I know that if you command him to be healed, the universe will obey you and he will be healed by the time I get home. And Jesus turns around and says to all of his apostles and disciples, and he says, and this is in the scriptures, this whole story, he says, I've never seen faith like this before. Not among all of you, not among all the Jews who know and believe. I've never seen faith like this before. And this from a Roman, a Gentile. And you could just see it, they just depict so beautifully how happy it made Jesus to have someone with this kind of faith and this kind of trust in him. And I'm watching it and I'm just like, I want to be that person. I want to be that person that God and Heavenly Mother and Jesus are just like, we love Denisha because she has so much faith and she has so much trust in us. And we want to reward her for her faith and her trust. And we want to give her all the things that are going to help her to continue to build that faith and that trust. And that just makes us so happy. I just want to make their day. I want to make my Heavenly Parent and Jesus's day because of how much I love them and how much I trust them and the faith that I have. Doesn't that just feel so good? Can you feel that? Oh my goodness. Okay, I forgot where I was going with all of this. So the faith and the trust. Okay, so yes, because we have access to that. And whenever you have the doubts, whenever you have the worries and the fears, that is not God. That is your ego. That is your natural man that believes in what it sees, the physical reality more than the spiritual reality, that's stuck in your body, that doesn't understand and see everything that's available. So this was this part of me that's like, I don't want to do it. It's going to be hard. And who do I even know that would want to buy the education right now? And blah, 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 all this stuff. And this is what's going through my mind during the call. And I'm not saying anything, right? Or I'm just agreeing and just carrying on because I was like, we're just going to do it. We're just going to do it. And then after I get off the call, and it was later in the evening, I've been going out in the summertime, I've been going out for my heavenly walk and talks in the evening. And I love summer evenings. Don't you? Like literally, summer evenings are the best. And last night it was a Sagittarius full moon, and it was just beautiful and amazing and all this stuff. And it was so fun because I was thinking about this and about this Blitz challenge and how I was like, I don't want to do it. It's going to be hard. I don't know how, all this stuff. And literally it was like, it just makes me giggle to think of it. Because God's like, you want the opportunity to bring in more clients and make more money. You like having parameters. You like having a container, a start and a finish. I created this for you so that you can get what you want in the way that you want and the way that will be most helpful. And I was just like, oh my gosh. I just busted up laughing because it's just so funny, right? It's so funny how the things that are the hardest for us are the exact same things we're going to have to do to become the person that can handle and have all the things that we want. You've heard me say before, this is why people who win the lottery usually are back to their exact same financial position after a couple of years because they don't know how. They don't know how to manage the money. They don't know what to do with the money versus someone who over time grows and builds and accumulates by getting educated, by applying their resources, by doing all the pieces to bring it in slowly. And God loves us too much than to let us be turn into complete disasters by having it come too overwhelming. And here's the other funny part. I was just sharing this with someone the other day. I'd forgotten how a while back I was like, God, Heavenly Father, Heavenly Mother, just tell me what to do. You know, these are the goals and desires that I have. Just tell me what to do to get there, and I will do it. I have shown over and over that I am willing to be obedient, that I'm willing to follow the next steps and the promptings and the nudges. Just tell me what to do, and I will do it. And I distinctly felt Heavenly Father being like, you hate being told what to do. Why would we tell you what to do? You hate that. And I was like, bruh. As my boys would say, right? Oh my gosh. bruh, like, I can't believe it. Like, you're right, It's so funny. And it's true. When someone tries to tell me exactly what to do, if I'm not in the right frame of mind, I'm like, excuse me, don't tell me what to do, right? Ah, but God was just like, you like the adventure. You like figuring it out. You love the movies where there's the up and the down and the heroine and the this and the boyfriend and he walks away and says no and she wants him to come back, but she doesn't know how to humble herself and talk to him. Like all the ups and downs are they're frozen on the mountain and who knows what's gonna happen. And then someone comes in to rescue him. God's like, you love that. You love the story. You love the adventure. Why would I take all the fun and all the adventure out of it by telling you exactly what to do and how it's going to go? And I was like, okay, you're right. Well, then here we go. I'm willing to be in the messy middle. I'm willing to be on that adventure. And it is, and it's so beautiful and it's so magical. And we wish it away. We wish we could just be there at the ending. But it's the adventure, it's the journey, it's the obstacle is the way. You've heard that before, I'm sure. The obstacle is the way. In entrepreneurship, in life, in order to get the goals, to have the results, to get to the top of the mountain of where you want to be, it's going to require you to do all the things that you don't want to do and overcome all the prejudices that you have and work through all the limiting beliefs of why you can't do it, why you shouldn't do it, all the things. And that's where I'm at. And I'm guessing that's where you're at in some way or another, of knowing that what you want is on the other side of everything you don't want to do. And there's like, if you understand much about astrology, the sixth house and Virgo energy is the energy that I call doing the dumb things that you don't want to do. So wherever your sixth house is and wherever your Virgo energy is, which I'm just on a deeper level noticing, oh, I'm a midheaven Virgo. So my career has to do with that Virgo energy, which means a lot of other things, but it also means being willing to do the dumb things that I don't want to do. And whatever is in your sixth house helps you to have some clarity around what are those dumb things that you don't want to do, but that you just need to get in and just do it. So again, and I feel like I'm constantly talking in like juxtapositions and oxymoron, is that the right word? And oxymorons of do what feels good, but you have to do all the dumb things that you don't want to do, right? Don't push, don't hustle, but keep going, keep working, keep expanding. So it's finding the balance. It's finding the right balance and knowing if you just want to accept life as it is right now, then yeah, you can probably just relax and just play and just accept. Our life, how it used to be, was very normal and was very average. And it was fairly easy. We didn't have big goals and dreams, so we didn't need a lot of big money and growth and challenges. We didn't do a lot, but we did enough. Like I feel like we did a lot more than what some people do as far as like traveling and adventures and fun. We did it much more logically and much more sequentially and orderly. And that is great. And some people want that life. But that's not the life that I want. I want growth. I want expansion. I want money. I want clients. I want adventures. I want properties. I want beautiful, amazing sex. I want the most amazing relationships, intimate relationships with Dave. I want to have love and connection and beautiful rapport and support with my kids. I want to have amazing friends. I want to travel all over the world and see a million cultures. I want to travel, or I want to teach and coach where I travel and help people and grow and help you to build your empire while I'm building my empire. I want all the things, and I want all of this in alignment with God, with the most amazing, beautiful spiritual connection and alignment. All the things coming in and coming true. That is what I want. That is what I am creating. That is what I have, and I'm just continuing to expand that. That is what is possible for you too. In order to do that, you have to get out of your comfort zone. You have to be willing to progress. Sometimes it might feel like pushing for a little bit. That's where you tap into your amazing masculine, sexy masculine energy, and you push for a bit because you know where you're going. You know what's on the other side of that. Pushing and masculine energy is not bad. As a woman, you want to be in 70 to 80%, we'll say between 60 to 80% feminine energy, 20 to 40% masculine energy. That means part of your day or part of your week or part of your life is going to look like pushing. It's going to look like moving forward in a way that maybe is not comfortable, that requires you to like, gird up your loins and light that fire in the belly and move forward. I have that in spades. My solar plexus is one of my superpowers. I can push and progress and expand and grow with the best of them. What I have to do is remember to bring in the spirituality, the peace, the hidden messages, to trust the unseen more than what is here in front of me, to trust what I know and believe more than what my physical representation is sometimes. And that's not always easy. But I feel like that is where God is calling every single one of us into, is to trust more, to believe more, to take those leaps of faith, to progress into the next level. Sometimes that's going to feel pushy and stretchy, but it's going to feel expansive. And there'll be some fear, right, about talking to people or asking for the sale or doing the new thing that you don't know how to do. That's scary. And that will require something within you to push you forward, some kind of willingness to move into that messy middle, the uncomfortableness. But once you're there and once you're doing it for a while, then it becomes easier and becomes more comfortable, right? It's always awkward before it's elegant. It has to become more uncomfortable to stay where you're at than to move into the uncomfortableness of what you don't know. Are you willing to do it? Are you willing to grow? Are you willing to progress, to expand? Are you willing to do the dumb things that you don't want to do? Like me with this Blitz challenge, right? And recognize. So I want you to ask that question. What are your goals? What are your dreams? What are your desires? And how have you already been given the opportunity to become that person that has those goals and dreams and desires? But you've said no or not yet because you didn't feel ready. And can you get yourself ready? Can you choose to trust? When the student is ready, the master will appear. So if the master has appeared, if the way has been provided for you, and you're saying, no, not yet, I'm not ready, it's too hard, it's scary, I don't know how, I don't have the money, everything is figure outable. So how can you say yes? Not needing to know all the hows, right? Your job is not to know the how. Your job is to say yes and allow. I will repeat that until I die, because the how will open up for you. The how will be provided. The how is God's part. Your job is to be clear on what you want and to say yes to the opportunities that come your way to create that. I feel so passionate about this right now. So strong. I'm doing it in my life. Come join me. Come be a part of these groups. Come be a part of our team. Come be a part of our real estate investing and our Queen Academy, who are doing these amazing things and growing and expanding and up-leveling. 2 opportunities coming up for you. Actually, 3. Every Thursday night, our team meets in Sandy, Utah. 6 o'clock, Sandy, Utah. There's a networking event. There's masterminds. There's training on wealth mindset and all these different areas. Come to Sandy, Miller campus on Thursday night. I am not always there because I live 3 hours away. And so I'm not always there on Thursday nights. But my team, my people are always there teaching and helping and loving and supporting and building these beautiful networks. Come, come, come. Shoot me a DM. Let me know if you're going to be there. I will let my people know. I will have someone there waiting for you to sit by you, to love you, to answer all your questions. Come every Thursday night. The next one we have coming up is that the last Monday of every month, we have our Creating Her Empire meetup group in Salt Lake. This one's actually going to be in Sandy. So we're somewhere in like the Salt Lake, Utah County area, right? This month is going to be in Sandy on June 30th, the last Monday of the month. Normally, these are women-only events where we do trainings, we do networking, we eat, we socialize, all the fun things. This one is actually a date night. Fix and flip and fire up the grill. So we're going to be doing a house tour for Mary Tuitumola, I think is how you pronounce her last name, in Sandy, a property that she acquired and is flipping. So we're going to teach you what that process looks like, how to acquire the funds, everything you need to know about it. And we're going to serve you dinner while we're there. We're going to have hamburgers and hot dogs and yummy barbecue. So come and join us, 6 to 8, Sandy, on Monday, June 30th. And then the very next day, because we're party animals, and that week is the 4th of July week, so the whole week is pretty much a party. July 1st, we're going to be meeting at, I think, Deer Creek Reservoir, just outside of Heber, and we're going to have a family lake today from like 3 to 7 p.m. in the evening. Again, we're going to have food there for you, and we're going to do some boating and kayaking and jet skis and just party. And again, network, connect, building this beautiful community of relationships of other people who are dreaming big and doing all the things that you want to be doing as well, that can help support you on your journey and that you can help support them on their journey. So every Thursday night, come to the Mastermind and Networking. Last Monday of the month is always creating her empire. This month is the date night, fix and flips, and grilling. And then July 1st, Tuesday, July 1st, 3 to 7 p.m. at Deer Creek Reservoir, just outside of Heber City, for a family. Bring your family, your whole family, your kids, your spouse, and come and have an awesome celebration lake day with us. That's what we have coming up. That's how you can grow and expand and become the next level of who you want to be, and bring in the people and the resources to help you to do it. I love you so much. Be willing to be in the messy middle. Be willing to be awkward so that you can become elegant. Be willing to figure things out as you go. Be willing to say yes and allow. And remember that everything you don't want to do are the things that are going to help you become the person who you want to be, to have what you want to have. I love you. You know how this ends. And I'll talk to you soon. Bye.